Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Have you ever had one of those days where it feels like the entire internet just decided to take a nap? Well, that's pretty much what happened recently, and it sent a ripple effect across some of the biggest names online. We're talking about a massive outage that took down services we use every single day. I'm talking about OpenAI's ChatGPT, the e-commerce giant Shopify, and even Elon Musk's social media platform, X. For several hours, users were left staring at error messages, unable to work, shop, or do. And the culprit behind this digital blackout, a company you might not have heard of, but one that's absolutely critical to the functioning of the modern web, Cloudflare. So, what exactly is Cloudflare, and why does one company having a bad day mean half the internet goes down with it? That's the million-dollar question we're going to dive into today. Think of Cloudflare as the internet's invisible shield and traffic cop, all rolled into one. When you type a website address into your browser, say, for your favorite online store, your request doesn't usually go straight to that store's server. Instead, it often passes through Cloudflare first. Cloudflare provides a whole suite of services. They offer security, protecting websites from malicious attacks, like those DDoS attacks that try to flood a site with junk traffic until it collapses. They also act as a content delivery network, or CDN. This means they store copies of a website's content like images and videos on servers all around the world. So, when you try to access a site, you're getting that data from a server physically closer to you, which makes the website load way faster. It's a brilliant system that makes the internet quicker, safer, and more reliable. But, and this is a big but, it also creates a single point of failure. When Cloudflare stumbles, a huge chunk of the internet stumbles with it. Let's rewind to the day of the outage. It started like any other day, until suddenly, it wasn't. Reports started flooding in from users across the globe. Some couldn't log into their work tools. Others found their online stores completely inaccessible. ChatGPT, which many of us now rely on for everything from writing emails to coding, was suddenly unresponsive. Imagine you're a small business owner running your store on Shop. It's the middle of the day, prime shopping time, and your entire storefront just vanishes. No customers can browse. No one can make a purchase. Every minute the site is down is lost revenue. Or think about the countless developers, writers, and students who were in the middle of a project using ChatGPT, only to have their workflow completely halted. The frustration was palpable. And social media platforms that were still working were buzzing with a single question. Is the internet broken? It didn't take long for the tech community to pinpoint the source of the problem. All signs pointed to the company's own status page, which is meant to provide updates during these exact scenarios, turned into a sea of red and orange indicators, signaling major problems across their network. As you can imagine, this put Cloudflare under an immense amount of pressure. They had to diagnose and fix a complex issue affecting a global network, all while the entire world was watching and waiting. In a statement released during the incident, a Cloudflare spokesperson was quick to reassure everyone. They confirmed they had identified the issue and were working on a fix. Crucially, they also stated that there was no evidence of an attack or any malicious activity. This was a key piece of information because, in today's world, the first thought during a large-scale outage is often knowing it was likely an internal technical problem, while still frustrating, was somewhat of a relief. It meant this wasn't an act of digital warfare, but rather a complex system that had encountered a critical bug. So, what was the root cause? They mentioned. While Cloudflare often provides detailed postmortems after such events, the immediate cause is usually traced back to a faulty software deployment, a configuration error, or a hardware failure in a critical data center. Think of it like a city's power grid. If a major transformer at a central power station fails, entire neighborhoods can lose electricity. In the digital world, a single line of bad code or a misconfigured router in Cloudflare's network can have a similar cascading effect, knocking out services for millions of users. The team of engineers at Cloudflare would have been in what is known as a war room scenario, scrambling to isolate the problem, roll back the change that caused it, and reroute traffic to bring services back online. It's a high-stakes, high-pressure job, and the speed at which they can resolve these issues is a testament to their expertise. This incident serves as a powerful reminder of the Internet's architecture and its inherent vulnerabilities. Over the past decade, the Internet has become increasingly centralized. While it was originally designed as a decentralized network, where if one part went down, the rest could still function, the rise of a few massive tech companies has changed that. Companies like Cloudflare, Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, and Google Cloud provide the foundational infrastructure for a vast portion of the web. They offer incredible efficiency, security, and scalability that would be impossible for most individual companies to build themselves. The trade-off, however, is that our reliance on them creates these massive single points of failure. When one of these giants has a problem, it's not just one website that goes down, it's an entire ecosystem of services and businesses. The economic impact of an outage like this is staggering. For a platform like Shopify, which powers over 1 million businesses, a few hours of downtime can translate into millions of dollars in lost sales globally. For businesses that rely on APIs from services like OpenAI, work grinds to a halt, impacting productivity and project deadlines. It's not just about the money either. It's about trust. When users can't access a service they pay for or rely on, it erodes their confidence in that service. This is why uptime, the percentage of time a service is operational, is such a critical metric for tech companies. They aim for 5 nines of availability, which means being online 99.999% of the time. That allows for only about 5 minutes of downtime per year. An outage lasting several hours is, therefore, a very big deal. So what happens now? In the aftermath, Cloudflare will conduct an exhaustive internal review. They'll analyze every detail of the incident to understand exactly what went wrong and, more importantly, how to prevent it from happening again. They typically publish a detailed public report explaining the technical cause of the outage and the steps they're taking to improve their systems. This transparency is crucial for rebuilding trust with their customers and the wider internet community. For the companies that were affected, this event is a wake-up call. It highlights the risks of relying too heavily on a single provider for critical infrastructure. Many may start exploring strategies for multi-CDN or multi-cloud setups. This means using services from 2 or more providers simultaneously. So, if one provider has an outage, traffic can be automatically rerouted to the other, ensuring the service stays online. This approach is more complex and more expensive, but for many businesses, the cost of an outage far outweighs the cost of building in this kind of redundancy. This event isn't the first of its kind, and it certainly won't be the last. Similar large-scale outages have happened before with other major infrastructure providers like AWS and Fastly. Each time, it sparks the same conversation about the centralization of the internet. Is it a problem we need to solve? Or is it an acceptable trade-off for the speed, security, and convenience these massive platforms provide? There's no easy answer. A more decentralized web might be more resilient to these kinds of outages, but it could also be slower, less secure, and more complex for the average user to navigate. The current model, for all its flaws, has enabled the incredible growth and innovation we've seen online over the past 2 decades. For us, the end users, these outages are mostly a temporary inconvenience. We can't check our social media, our favorite chatbot is down, or we can't buy something online for a few hours. It's annoying, but life goes on. However, it's also a fascinating glimpse behind the curtain of the internet. It reminds us that the web isn't just a magical cloud. It's a physical, tangible infrastructure of servers, cables, and data centers run by brilliant people. And sometimes, things break. What matters is how quickly they can be fixed, and what we learn from the experience. As our world becomes more and more digitally interconnected, the reliability of this infrastructure becomes more critical than ever. The lessons learned from this Cloudflare outage will undoubtedly shape the future of the internet, pushing companies to build even more resilient and robust systems. It's a complex topic, but I hope this breakdown gives you a clearer picture of what happened and why it matters. The internet is a living, breathing thing that's constantly evolving, and moments like this are part of that evolution. What are your thoughts on this? Were you affected by the outage? Do you think the internet is becoming too centralized? Let me know down in the comments below. I'd love to hear your perspective. Thanks for watching, and if you found this video informative, do you and forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of tech. See you in the next one.